Critical Role bets everything on Age of Umbra and Daggerheart, and it appears to pay off. Dimension 20 prepares for another massive live show this weekend, and World of Warcraft is shutting down one of their most popular versions of the game.
Why would somebody do this?
Welcome to Fantasy News Friday on the Character Sheet, your home for the week's biggest fantasy and TTRPG news. Before we talk Critical Role viewership and the end of an era in WoW, why not take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help us keep this content coming? It's totally free and we really appreciate it. And then, let's dive into the news. Critical Role is betting it all on Age of Umbra, their first fully fledged Daggerheart actual play mini-campaign, as the show has gone all out with an incredible brand new set, brand new lighting, and even a full-fledged new intro video that looks like it could be a cutscene from Elden Ring. And so far it seems like that gamble is paying off, as viewership has spiked for the miniseries across all platforms. Compared to their Chicago live show, which was a major event for Critical Role and the first time fans got to see the cast playing their main campaign characters in months, Age of Umbra has effectively doubled the live show's viewership across Twitch and YouTube. Last week's Session 0, which gave us an insight into the character building and the world of Age of Umbra itself, was nearly as well watched, and it all seemed to show that the fans are down for checking out a Daggerheart campaign, especially one in this new Soulsborne setting Matt Mercer has created. The cast also delivered with incredible new characters with deep, compelling backstories and some absolutely breathtaking new miniatures. And aside from a poop joke or two by Sam, who can just never really help himself, the cast had fun while maintaining the tension and the threat of this deadly new world. The critters also seemed to follow the Daggerheart rules pretty well, and Matt made it extra easy by having a visible fear tracker on his DM screen to help keep track of what was happening in the combat and who was ahead and who was behind. And Liam and Laura still haven't even joined the cast yet. If Age of Umbra can keep up this momentum and this level of viewership for its 8-episode run, we could very well see Daggerheart overtake D&D as the system used for Campaign 4. And based on the incredible new sets, miniatures, and characters from the Critical Role cast, they're doing everything they can to try and make that happen.
Hot damn!
Dimension 20 brings perhaps the show's greatest rivalry to an end in their huge Battle at the Bowl live show in the Hollywood Bowl this weekend. Fresh off the massive success of the Madison Square Garden show, which shattered audience attendance records and made actual play history, Brennan and the gang are now putting an end to the rivalry between Fabian Seacaster and Chungledown Bim.
No, what do you, no, dude. Hey, take this thing off of me, man.
The deranged gnome pirate and warlock who has been torturing Fabian for 3 full seasons of Fantasy High at this point. The Battle at the Bowl, also subtitled as Rumble in the Chungle, literally promises that either Fabian or Chungledown Bim will die, and the entire encounter is being called a canon event in Fantasy High's storyline. So we could very well permanently lose one of the bad kids when Dimension 20 takes over the Hollywood Bowl this Saturday. Bim, who was once an ally and admirer of Fabian's father Bill Seacaster, became disappointed in Fabian after seeing him show fear and cowardice in a fight they were in together, and since then his goal has been singular and relentless, and that is to, I'll just let Brennan explain it.
I'm gonna shit in your mouth! I'm gonna make a toilet of your mouth, boy!
But now it all ends, as these two mortal enemies come together one final time, with only one of them walking out of the Hollywood Bowl alive. And if you want to see that happen in person, there are still a few tickets available, and you can still grab them from the Hollywood Bowl website for as cheap as $30.
This is not okay. I'll tell you right now, this is not okay.
Blizzard has announced the end of their popular season of Discovery for the World of Warcraft Classic, which is their version of Classic where the talents and abilities of the various classes can be tweaked and mixed and matched to effectively create new classes, and where the dungeons and raids are also tweaked every season, which is every several months or so, to provide new content to explore, all in the familiar confines of the World of Warcraft Classic framework. You've probably seen the YouTube ads promoting Season of Discovery servers at least a dozen times in the last few months, but now Blizzard says they are using what they have learned in creating Season of Discovery to work on new WoW Classic content instead, and will no longer be releasing any new content for Season of Discovery. The servers will remain up for months or possibly longer, but there will simply be no future updates to the content, And in fact, Blizzard is clearly trying to push the Season of Discovery players over to the original WoW Classic, which is just now about to kick off the Mist of Pandaria expansion, by giving them a free boost to level 85 in Classic Mist of Pandaria for simply beating the first boss of the Scarlet Enclave raid in Season of Discovery. The Scarlet Enclave raid, which is the last new raid created in this season, doesn't even need to be clear to get that free character boost in Mist of Pandaria. And to make it even easier, every week the characters in the raid will get a cumulative 5% bonus to health, healing, and damage until it finally caps at 25%, making beating the first boss barely even a challenge by the end. Season of Discovery may have started a bit rough, but after 5 seasons of new raids, new talent builds, and more, it became one of the most popular ways to play WoW Classic. And Mist of Pandaria plays radically different than the classic WoW experience the Season of Discovery players may be used to. So hopefully Blizzard devs will have some new Classic experience cooked up, alongside the Classic Mist of Pandaria and the new Classic Anniversary servers who still haven't even made it to the Burning Crusade yet, and hopefully it will arrive sometime next year.
But I want it now!
And finally, the Daggerheart role-playing game has been a massive success, and now Critical Role has announced that they've temporarily sold out of the game on their online store. Several major game stores have also reported that the game is currently sold out at their distributors as well, as finding a copy of Daggerheart in the wild is now becoming an increasingly hard task. Which means that Critical Role has done something few companies have managed with their first major TTRPG release. Basically, selling out of an entire first print run just a week after launch. And it's not like Darrington Press printed a small amount of the new Daggerheart Core Set either, as even Matt Mercer and Spencer Stark were kind of blown away by how fast they sold out when we talked about it after our interview on the channel. Combined with the success of the new Age of Umbra Daggerheart actual play we talked about at the top of the video, these sales numbers show that even the biggest Critical Role supporters may have underestimated the demand for Daggerheart. And with its own playtest website, The Void, already posting up 2 new classes to try out and getting some serious web traffic, we can't wait to see what the official sales numbers wind up being as Daggerheart continues to exceed all expectations. And that's all we have this week for Fantasy News Friday. Let us know what your favorite story was down in the comments, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.